Hey golfers, how you doing? Are you so sick of spending money on training aids and really not getting much better? I have 2 alignment sticks here that don't cost a lot of money, and I'm gonna give you 8 ways to use them to help you fix different parts of your golf swing. So I guarantee you that one of those 8 ways is gonna help you become a better golfer. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. The first way that we're gonna use the alignment stick is for alignment. What its original purpose probably was for the game of golf. So if you go to any tour event, PGA, LPGA Tour, any developmental tour, you're gonna find that the best players in the world, when they are practicing, for at least a portion of their practice, they have an alignment aid down on the ground. Why is that? Pretty simply, because if your alignment gets off, your entire swing is going to adjust for that misalignment. So take that one thing out of the equation, knowing that you're lined up properly so you can focus on the other things on your swing that you need to work on. Okay, so when we're using this for alignment, we want to make sure that we take the time to set this up properly. If we just kind of haphazardly just throw this thing out there, we might not be very accurate. And again, if we hit one bag of balls with alignment that's 5 yards off, now we're going to be making compensations in our golf swing. It's just not necessary. So we want to be super precise with how we set up this alignment station. So I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it to make sure that we are aiming directly at our target. So I've got a target red flag here in front. This is the golf ball that I'm hitting. I like to lay a club down on my target line, so like where the golf ball would be. And I like to get that going directly at my target. That's where my club face will be. And then I like to take my alignment rod and lay it parallel to my target line. And I personally like to have it kind of somewhere in between where my feet and my club would be, kind of right in the middle. Some people like it a little bit closer to their feet. That's fine. I like to have it kind of right in between my feet and the target line so I can aim my club face and be mindful of where my feet are. So then I can just pick up my club and I have it set perfectly, aiming down at my target. So now when I am using the station, when I set up to it, I'm gonna aim my club face. My club face should be parallel to that orange alignment stick. And then my toes should be about equidistant from the stick. They don't have to be right up on it. Okay, so I'll imagine another parallel line. That's where my club face is gonna aim. And then I just wanna make sure that my toes are equidistant from the stick. If I get up here and I look down, I can clearly see that my right toe is further away from the stick than my left, which would mean that my alignment is too far to the right for where my target is. So, you know, just being mindful. I see a lot of times people have put an alignment stick down and then they'll get up and they're not even paying attention. Just because you have your alignment stick down, you have to make sure that we are checking our body, that we are actually parallel or equidistant with our toes to it. So I've got club down the target line, my feet are equidistant from the stick. Now I'm gonna just make a few swings. Literally right at the flag. Thank you, alignment stick. Okay, so super simple station to set up, help you with your alignment. Now we're gonna go to the second way that you can use the alignment stick. Second use for the alignment stick is if you are struggling with centered contact. If you're struggling with toe strikes or you're struggling with heel strikes, just can't seem to consistently find the middle of the club face, I'm gonna show you how this alignment stick can help us get that centered strike. Okay, if you struggle with the shanks or hitting it too close to the heel, you wanna set up with the alignment stick just maybe an inch outside of your golf ball. So when I set up, you want to make sure that if you come in and you do hit the middle of the club face, that you're not going to hit the stick, because we want to have that positive feedback. But if we do come in and we get that heel closer to the golf ball where we're going to hit the heel, that you would hit that stick. So giving yourself enough room to where if we make centered contact, we will miss the stick. But if we happen to expose that heel, push that heel closer to the golf ball, that we'll get the feedback of hitting the stick. So for heel strikes, put the stick outside of your ball and that will guarantee that you will start hitting the middle of the club face. Now, opposite, if you tend to hit it off the toe, then we're gonna put the alignment stick on the inside part of your golf ball. Again, same kind of distance. Might be a little different because of where the shaft is, but you wanna make sure that if you come in and you hit the center of the face, you will miss the stick, but if you're pulling that sweet spot in to where you would hit the toe, you would strike that alignment stick. So fixing your toe strikes with the alignment stick on the inside of your golf ball. Okay, that is way number 2, to use your alignment sticks to help you with centerness of contact. Pretty important thing to do. The third way that you can use your alignment stick is for those of you that struggle with slicing the golf ball. So if you're slicing the golf ball, that means that your path is swinging out to in. And so you want to take your alignment stick and you want to put it in about like a 45-degree angle right over your golf ball and your target line. So I've got that right on my target line, golf ball is right underneath it. And again, if you're somebody that slices the golf ball for a right-handed golfer, your path is gonna be tending to come outside in and would crash into this alignment stick. So we need to feel that path a little bit shallower, coming in a little bit more from the inside. So if I can miss that stick, it's definitely going to shallow out my path and start to fix that slice. Nice little draw there. I'm fortunate enough to be in an outdoor area, but if you are practicing indoors, obviously you can't stick these alignment sticks into the ground. So Y Golf, who also makes these alignment sticks, has a disc that makes it super easy to set up the sticks on different angles depending on what you're working on in your swing. So if you're indoors and you can't stick it into the ground, you could use this disc, stick it right in at that 45-degree angle, and then you're good to go and able to do this indoors. So check out the Y Golf stuff. I have a link down in the description. They have some of my favorite training aids out there, including these padded alignment sticks, which I like a lot, especially when we're swinging, and it gives us a little bit of protection if we happen to hit them. Okay, the fourth way that you can use the alignment stick is the opposite of somebody that's coming over the top and slicing it. This would typically be for somebody that might be overdrawing it or hooking it. So I have the alignment stick set on the target side of my golf ball. I would say probably about like a grip length, maybe just under a grip length away from the golf ball in front of the ball. And I have it set up, roughly just above the angle, but kind of on the same angle as whatever golf club that you are hitting. Now, the idea is here for somebody that's hooking it, right? They tend to maybe get a little bit too shallow. That path tends to swing a little bit too far out to the right. The hand path gets away from the body a little bit too much. So you can see when that happened, my hands would be running into the stick. So if I come down and rotate a little bit better, which is what I would need to do to fix that rightward path, have my hands exiting a little bit closer to my left hip, you can see that now I'm able to miss the alignment stick. So great drill for those of you that might be a little bit too far right with your path. Okay, I missed it. So set it up in front of your golf ball, and that will help you not get that path too far right. And again, one of the drills where our club is traveling pretty fast at the point where it might hit that alignment stick, and having that padded foam makes it a little bit better, so I can feel comfortable that I'm not going to get injured if I do happen to hit it. Okay, the fifth way to use the alignment stick is to help you with your start line of your golf shot. So you can see that I have the alignment stick out maybe 3 or 4 yards out in front of my golf ball, directly on my target line. So depending on what shot shape you're working towards, so if I'm trying to work on hitting a push draw, or I'm trying to work on fading the ball, I might try to start the ball to the right or try to start it to the left, depending on what shot shape I'm trying to hit. So if I'm trying to hit a draw, I need my ball to start a little bit to the right of my target line. And so I have a good point of reference. It's a little bit closer to me than something a couple hundred yards away that I can really see where that start line is of my golf shot. So, I've got this alignment stick here to make sure that I'm not cheating, right? I'm still gonna be aiming pretty square to my target line, and I'm gonna try to start the ball to the right of that alignment stick and draw it back. Really great, push draw, started a little to the right, drew back to the target. And again, way easier to see where that start line is with an object that's a little bit closer to us than something a couple hundred yards away. So use that alignment stick to help you with your start line of your golf shot. For the sixth way to use your alignment sticks is to work on your swing plane, to work on the angle the club is swinging back, making sure we're not getting it too flat, too upright, too steep. I have my target line and I have an alignment stick here set at an angle. Again, the angle is whatever golf club that you're hitting. So if I'm hitting a longer club, the angle of the shaft is going to be different, and so I would change this. So getting this at the angle of whatever club that you are hitting. And so the idea is taking some swings where, one, if I get too far inside, I'm going to crash into the stick. But halfway back, when my left arm is parallel to the ground, you can see how the shaft of my golf club is matching the alignment stick. And that's what we want at that point in our golf swing. So if I tend to get a little too flat, a little too inside, now that same point in my swing, I can see that that shaft is a lot flatter than the alignment stick. Or vice versa, if I tend to get a little bit too upright, a little bit too vertical, again, same point in the golf swing, I can see that that shaft is very vertical compared to my alignment stick. So again, just a great feedback tool. You can take swings and check. Again, you can also tell it's a great thing for your takeaway as well. If you get too far inside in your takeaway, it'll hit that. But a great tool to double check that we're hinging on the correct angle, our club is staying on plane, and a great practice station. So use the alignment sticks to help you with your swing plane. Seventh way that you can use your alignment stick is to help you if you tend to get a little flippy with your wrist, either in your golf swing or with your chipping. So I love to use it when I'm teaching somebody to chip, kind of the shorter little bump and run type chip. So you just make the alignment stick hang out on the left side of the handle as an extension of your golf club, stick it underneath your left arm. You have to make a little makeshift grip. But the idea is if you get flippy with your wrist, you're gonna see this thing pound your rib cage. It doesn't feel that great. So the idea is we have to keep the alignment stick off of our rib cage. And the only way to do that, you can see I'm keeping my chest, my body rotating. So it's staying off of my rib cage. And again, same thing in our full swing, right? We want to feel like we're keeping our body rotating so our hands don't get overactive and take over and get that bruised rib cage. So great tool to help you, really mainly to get your body working properly so that our hands don't get overactive and start getting flippy through impact. Great use for the alignment stick. Okay, for our eighth and final way to use the alignment stick is also with our chipping. So I find that a lot of my students, when they tend to take the club head too far inside and the takeaway results in lots of poor contact. So with a short chip, we want to feel like that club head is traveling a little straighter back. And so I have the alignment stick directly behind the golf ball on my target line. And it's a great visual representation of where I need that club head to track in my backswing. So great visual. I've had a lot of students have good success with this, seeing that visual instead of them getting too far inside and chunking it, toe shanking it. So let that club head follow the alignment stick. Get really good contact, really good club face control, and improve your chipping. So there you go, 8 different ways to use this alignment stick. a very affordable training aid, and depending on what you need to work on in your swing, I bet at least one of those 8 things will help you. Let me know in the comments which one you're gonna try first. If you want to get some of these padded alignment sticks, check out Why Golf. I have a link in the description down below, and they are my favorite alignment sticks with the padding that just helps give you a little bit of protection if you need it. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can do so through Skillest, and I have that link in the description below. If you like these videos, please hit subscribe below and enable notifications so that way you won't miss any of my content that I release every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.